Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to a very special episode of Easy Buckets. How are you guys doing today? Hope you're having a fantastic day so far. In today's video, I got something that I guarantee you guys are going to love, especially if you're a big Lakers fan. We're going to be talking about the official Lakers roster. We're going to be recapping the offseason, talking about every player at every single position, and also even talking about the starting lineup and a potential death lineup. So if you're a big Lakers fan and want to know information about their rotation, their sets, and what Rob Pelinka and Frank Vogel might do, you're going to love this video. Let's not waste any time. Let's get into it. The Lakers currently have 12 players on their roster, and they're going into the season trying to find at least 3 more. The biggest conversation right now is, what will Rob Pelinka do? Is he focusing on young players or trying to re-sign more veteran quality players? And with NBA training camp starting in the middle of September, I do believe they're going to have a full 15 very soon. Despite the Lakers not having a complete roster so far, I still believe their main rotation, main starting lineup, and main bench is still going to be good enough to compete for an NBA championship. And honestly, if they can stay fully healthy, I do believe they have a good chance of winning the entire NBA championship. For this video, I'm going to be listing out the Lakers' current roster as I'm making this video, the 12 players, and also give you guys a quick description and what I expect from each of these players. I'm also going to be talking about my potential starting lineup, so stay tuned for that for the ending. The first player on the Lakers is obvious. Their superstar, their GOAT, their captain. LeBron James, number 6 this year. He was always number 23, but this year, he changed to number 6. LeBron James is listed at small forward, but this season, I do want to see him more at the 1 and at the 4. Point guard and power forward. He's 36 years old this year, and he's listed at 6'9", 250 pounds. Last year, he averaged about 25 points per game, almost 8 rebounds, and almost 8 assists. LeBron James, even though he's 36, is still one of the best players in the world. What I expect from LeBron is the same. He's going to be the GOAT, one of the best MVP candidates, and more importantly, he's going to do whatever he can to lead the Lakers to the NBA championship. With the Lakers this year having a lot of new players, I do want to see LeBron rest more and of course be fully healthy for the NBA playoffs, because last year he got injured in the regular season and in the playoffs it didn't result that well. So honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if we see a little more load managing. The next player is Anthony Davis, their second best player on the team. He's number 3 and listed as a power forward center. Anthony Davis got hurt in last year's NBA playoffs, and from what we are hearing, he's going to be fully healthy for the start of this season. He's 28 years old, listed at 6'10", 253 pounds. Last year, he kind of had an underwhelming season, only averaging about 22 points per game, 8 boards, 3 assists, and even his blocks were a career low. But I do believe this year with the Lakers going full throttle, if AD can be healthy, they're going to go back to that championship conversation. And more importantly, AD will go back to being one of the best centers in the NBA. From what we were hearing this year, we're going to see a lot of Anthony Davis at the 5 position, and honestly, if they can execute that perfectly for a small ball lineup, the Lakers could have some crazy offensive options. The next player on this list is talking about Russell Westbrook, number 0 point guard, the newly addition superstar the Lakers got this offseason. The Lakers traded away Kyle Kuzma, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, and of course Montrezl Harrell in exchange for Westbrook. Westbrook right now is in his prime, 32 years old, listed at 6'3", weighs about 200 pounds. And last year's stats, look at his numbers. He averaged a triple-double, 22.2 points per game, 11.5 rebounds, and 11.7 assists. He led the league in assists per game, and this addition to the Lakers is going to help LeBron a lot, especially if LeBron's going to be resting more. I am going to say this though, Russell Westbrook is not known to be a great shooter. But when talking about everything else, he brings a lot to the table, and I'm super excited to see what he brings to LA Nation. The next player is talking about Carmelo Anthony, and this was a big time signing for the Lakers. Carmelo Anthony came on a 1-year veterans minimum contract. He's going to be their power forward, wearing number 7. Last year for the Portland Trailblazers, he was number 00, but he's going back to his OG number of number 7. He's 37 years old, listed at 6'7", weighs about 240 pounds, and last year off the bench for the Blazers, he averaged about 13.4 points, 3.1 rebounds, and 1.5 assists. I do want to see the same for Carmelo Anthony, be a scoring spark plug off the bench for the Lakers, and come off the bench, be a star on your role, and be an offensive weapon. Nothing else. Don't be prideful, lower your ego, just come in and do damage. The next player is talking about Marc Gasol, their current starting center. Marc Gasol was the Lakers center last year. He's 36 years old, listed at 6'11", 255 pounds, and last year only averaged about 5 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists. The biggest conversation with Marc Gasol right now is will he actually be on the Lakers this year? From what Mark Stein is saying, Marc Gasol might not be a Los Angeles Laker, and if he doesn't, in my opinion, that could be a serious problem. So the Lakers, do whatever you can to keep Marc Gasol. He brings a lot of passing, interior defense, and more importantly, for a center, he can space the floor. Next up, we got newly addition Trevor Ariza, former NBA champion with the Lakers, former Los Angeles Laker, and he's a veteran coming in at the 3-and-D personality. Trevor Ariza is one of the most important role players in the league. Whatever team he goes to, he's just a great role player. As I mentioned earlier about Carmelo Anthony, Ariza knows his role. Space the floor, shoot the 3-ball, and play great defense. And with the Lakers losing Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, Alex Caruso, I do want to see more Trevor Ariza, especially in that tone, to be more of a defensive factor and a locker room presence. Last year, playing for the Miami Heat, he averaged about 9.4 points a game, 4.8 rebounds, and 1.8 assists. And this year, Trevor Ariza is not going to start, but he'll be a great spark plug off the bench to kind of bring in an atmosphere of a veteran leader. Next up, we got Kent Bazemore, who just came from the Golden State Warriors. Kent Bazemore is in the same situation as Trevor Ariza, but I do believe he can be more of a combo guard and play the shooting guard position. As of right now, the Lakers' starting shooting guard position has not been filled, and Kent Bazemore could be a great target. He's 32 years old, in his prime, listed at 6'4", and has the athletic ability to be a great shooting guard. Be an all-arounder, he can play good perimeter defense, he can kick out on fast transitional plays, and last year averaging about 7 points per game, 3 boards, and 1.6 assists. Kent Bazemore could be a great low-end option for the Lakers if needed. Next up, we got Wayne Ellington, arguably the best 3-point shooter on the Lakers roster right now. He's in his prime, 33 years old, and knows his role. He comes in, plays the role of an elite floor spacer, and knocks down 3-point shots, especially when needed. He's listed at shooting guard, is going to be number 2 for the Lakers, and last year playing for the Pistons, he averaged about 10 points a game, and some nights, Wayne could easily consistently drop 20 points. If somehow, someway, Wayne becomes the starting shooting guard, I do believe he has to get better on defense, and that of course will make the Lakers a whole lot better. Next up, we got Talen Horton-Tucker, THT, the Lakers' prize young player, listed at 6'4", 20 years old, 234 pounds, last year averaged about 9 points, 3 boards, and 3 assists. During this past offseason, the Lakers gave THT a contract extension, a 3-year extension, which means they believe he's going to be a part of their future. And I do believe this year, he might be the starting shooting guard or 100% be the 6th man for the Lakers. The Lakers do have a lot of ball handlers of LeBron James and Russell Westbrook, but THT is right after them at that target. Next up, we got Dwight Howard, number 39, 35 years old, listed at 6'10", 265 pounds, and last year he played for the Philadelphia 76ers, averaged about 7 points a game, 8.4 boards, and 1 assist. The best part about Dwight Howard being on this team is his ability to be a defensive anchor, a strong interior defender, a rim protector, and that's exactly what the Lakers brought him. After Dwight Howard won the NBA championship 2 years ago with the Lakers, they knew that they missed him last year, and that's why LeBron called him back and said, yo, we need you, come back here. And of course, Dwight is happy to be back in LA. I'm super happy for Dwight Howard. Next up, we got a young shooting guard the Lakers got, Malik Monk. I believe this is a very underrated signing. Malik Monk's going to be a great spark plug off the bench. He's 23 years old, listed at 6'3", going to be wearing number 11, and last year for the Hornets, he averaged about 12 points a game, 2 boards and 2 assists on limited minutes. I don't see Malik Monk getting a lot of minutes on the Lakers, but if they need a young player to come in, score, especially on garbage time, and just simply bring a high energy, Malik Monk is your guy. And last but not least, we got Kendrick Nunn, point guard, number 12, coming from the Miami Heat, 26 years old. He right now is the 2nd point guard off the bench for Russell Westbrook. Last year, playing for the Heat, he averaged about 14.6 points per game, 3.2 rebounds, 2.6 assists, and in my opinion, this was also a very underrated signing. I do see Russell Westbrook running a lot of the point guard position, but Kendrick Nunn has proven in the past to be a great spark plug, a great go-to scorer, and more importantly, someone who is not afraid to take that shot. And with Kendrick Nunn trying to prove himself in the Brothers of LA, I do believe this is a great signing. This wraps up a quick summary of the Lakers 12, and now I'm going to be talking about my projected starting lineup. I believe the Lakers starting lineup will be Russell Westbrook at point guard, Wayne Ellington shooting guard, LeBron James small forward, Anthony Davis power forward, and Marc Gasol at center. I believe this is the most realistic starting lineup for the Lakers. It's the best when it comes to an all-around factor. Russell Westbrook brings that high energy, playmaking, and scoring ability. Wayne becomes a great sharpshooter, has to be a reliable one. LeBron James is LeBron James. He's going to do everything on the floor. Anthony Davis can play his comfortable position at the power forward, and Marc Gasol is in for defense and floor spacing. This, in my opinion, is the perfect Lakers starting lineup. So yes guys, this wraps up my video for today, talking about the Los Angeles Lakers and what their roster is looking like going into the 2022 season. What's most important to me is I want to know your thoughts. Do you believe this roster is a championship worthy roster or not? Put your thoughts down in the comments below. But other than that, take it easy, God bless. See you all next time on Easy Buckets. Woo!